friends, it's Star Thrifter, and I got a video to share with you today in regards to returns. What the world? This is a rant. Oh, eBay. This is in regards to eBay and returns. And if you've been selling on eBay for very long, and especially if you're a clothing seller, then you're probably very versed in returns. And I know it gets really frustrating. I had a really frustrating day yesterday, and I thought that I would just share this because I know it's something that we all, share and have to go through, and it's not pleasant. It really isn't. And, with the clothing, there's always, you're always going to have a percentage of returns for, because it is really hard, when people are trying on, if they can't try on the clothes and they order it and it doesn't fit or whatever. But anyhow, it's really frustrating. I usually have, it seems like, on the return list there, and you have to wait to get like 20 days to return the items. There's usually, anywhere from maybe 2 to 5 or whatever. It seems like, and I'll just get them all cleaned off or almost cleared off, and then you'll get another return, and it's another one to add to the thing. And it's very frustrating. Well, anyhow, yesterday, I already had, some returns, and I had just issued in the last day or two some returns that had, been delivered. And anyhow, I check my phone many times a day. And, just if there's any offers to send out or any sales or things like that. And I just checked my phone. And a little while later, I'd say maybe, I don't know, half hour to an hour and a half later, I checked the phone again, and I have 3 returns. 3 new ones. Are you kidding me? I was really, really, really frustrated, very upset. 3 all at one time came through. 3. And they were all different people. Now, most of the returns that I do get for the clothing is, item, doesn't fit or change my mind. That's the majority. Because I offer the free return shipping. And I didn't for a while. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyhow. One was, I don't even know. One was either, didn't fit or changed their mind or whatever. They just didn't like it. And then one was, she said it was item not described because she's seen some loose threads. And she sent pictures, but what I can tell, one, it looks like it's the underseam. Like there's a loose thread on the underseam. And then there was some pleats in that thing. And I can't tell. It looks like maybe on one of the end of the pleats, maybe when they, the manufacturer didn't cut the very tail end of the string. Doesn't look like any of it's frayed. I don't know. Now, I did get one the other day that I missed, and it's rare. But I did get one the other day. It had a pleat in the rear of it, and in the pleat area, it had come unsewn a little bit. And they did, they are shipping that as a return, an item not as described. But it's okay if you get items not as described as long as you do the refund in the time frame that eBay gives you. If you don't, and they have to refund it for you, it goes against your account. Or if you open up a case to fight it, and they side with the buyer, it goes against your account, and those are defects. And you only get a certain amount of defects. 1, you're going to fall under top-rated seller if you're top-rated seller, and then 2, eventually, they could shut your account down, especially if you're a new seller. This is really, really important. You want to make sure, and also, for like if you sell something and you can't find it in your inventory and you have to cancel the sale, that's a defect. Only a certain percent of those you can get without getting your account shut down too, especially if you're a new seller. It's going to go on percent and how much you sell. Anyhow, I was really upset about those 3 additional returns. And, when that happens, it's like, screw it. You don't even feel like listing. You don't even feel like, messing with your eBay store. Do you ever go through that? I do. And I'm like, okay, I got to change my attitude on this. I have to. And I'll have to, come up with ways to think positive about this and, and move on from them. And one important thing, and I've heard this many times, is that you're running a business, and I do understand this because I've owned a commercial cleaning business for over 30 years, and I do very much know about, being self-employed and running your own business. And it's very important. And it's important in the cleaning business, but it's important with the resale business. And I've heard many other resellers mention this or wrote it on the Facebook groups. You can't take it personally. And right now we're talking about refunds. You can't take it personally. you know, and I know that you're out there and you're working as hard as you can, and it's a lot of work, and you went through thrifting the item and listing the item and taking all the photos and writing everything down and doing, the photo editing and uplifting, uploading it. And then when the item sells, you're shipping and spending all that time. And especially if you offer free returns. I don't offer free shipping. No, the buyer pays it when it goes out. But I did start doing that free returns because it's one of those things that eBay wants. And the more things that you can follow that eBay wants, it's going to benefit your account. And I don't agree with the return free shipping. I don't. However, once I started offering it, my sales went up. And yesterday, when that happened, I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to have a bunch of sales make up for it. I did. I think I closed out right around the end of the day at about $240 in sales. The returns, I forgot exactly how much they were now. It's anywhere from 40 to 55 in returns. But then they were lightweight things, $5 something to ship, return shipping, be right around that, between $4 and $6. Just figure even $5, that'd be another $15. So if they were at 40, that'd be 55, or, if they were more than that, somewhere between 40 and maybe 65, I don't know. Let's see, or 75, somewhere around there. And that is very frustrating, and that is a big percent. However, I sold 240, and right now it's been, this is summer slowdown. And also with the economy and stuff, and sales have been slow for a lot of people, and I still sold that much. See, it does balance out, and it is worth it to offer the free shipping, because there's many times I'm like, screw it, I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to have it to where the buyer has to, I'll return to, because I used to always have it where the buyer had to do the return shipping. But I thought, no, take the emotion out of this. This is part of business. All businesses go through returns, and I know how frustrating it is. And most of the time, I've not had any scammers. Very rarely. I've only had a couple that were scammers. And, most of them is, they just decided they didn't like it, or it doesn't fit. And that is aggravating, because I used to always list in the description the measurements. But now what I do to try to avoid this item doesn't fit is I take the picture right with the tape measure. But people don't measure. I don't know exactly what my measurements are either, so I don't know. But it's still frustrating because you take that extra time. But if you don't put any measurements in, and you don't have any photos with a tape measure, then you'll get a buyer asking before they purchase it, or somebody interested in the item, they'll ask for measurements every time. It'll be on something that you don't have measurements on, or you measure everything and then they want one other area measured that you don't have measurements for. The only thing is, and this is really funny, and I have found it to be true, and other resellers have mentioned this too, almost every time when you have somebody ask for questions, especially in regards to clothing or measurements, they don't ever end up buying the item. However, I have to state this. It's super important for you to still answer all the eBay emails that you get, where they contact the buyer, anybody that's looking to either purchase the item or, has a question about the item. It's very, very important, because eBay is on merits, or I'm sorry, probably metrics, I should say, or merits. And they like people that play the game, play along with the game, what they want. Because the more you go along with that, what they want, the more it's going to benefit your account. One, if you offer free return shipping, you're going to get bumped up in the search results. Also, another question in regards to shipping is whether you go 30 or 60 day. I went 30 day, but I have went 60 day a few different times. And I don't know if it's just because you're going in there and bulk editing it, because anytime you bulk edit anything, or, go in there and change your listings, it bumps them up. It does. So I don't know if changing from 30 to 60 increases sales or not. I'm not really sure. However, I kind of play with it. Sometimes I offer 30, sometimes I offer 60. They want 60, and yes, probably if you offer that, it's probably going to move you up a little farther. But once in a while, I get tired of that, and I just put it on 30. Is that, you got to give or take, a little here and there. However, now I don't agree that you have to go along with everything that eBay says. Not at all. You use your own discretion. But we're talking about a business model here. And you're selling on their platform. And it's still an excellent platform to sell on. And you want to talk about returns. Read some of the comments on Facebook and the Facebook groups for people that sell on Amazon. Even new items that are new packaged. And because Amazon does returns no matter what. No matter what. And a lot of these sellers will sell, especially at Christmas time, they will sell stuff brand new, box sealed, and the customer opens it, they still get to return it. Then that buyer receives an item back that they can't sell for brand new anymore, or box not opened. You see what I mean? Because the box is not open. They can't sell on Amazon again. Because the box has been opened. Now, if it has a tag on it and it is brand new, maybe you could still sell it on eBay, but I don't know, not as a sealed item though. And believe me, Amazon's still a great platform because they have high volume over there. But it's just a way to look at it. Now, I really do enjoy Poshmark because as a rule, you usually don't have very many returns because they have like a no return policy. However, people can still open up a case against you even on Poshmark. And when I first started selling on Poshmark, I had more issues with this, and now I don't. It's been a very, very long time that anybody's opened up a case to try to return, but they would say like, item smells or something. And for a while there, watch this, because people were putting on there that item smells or smells like cigarette smoke or smoke, and I think they're using it as an excuse. Yes, probably some of them have received items that does smell like that, where it's on Poshmark or eBay. I'm not saying that, but I think some of them use it as an excuse, or that it smells, and they always say it reeks. And then you get it back, and I've even had other people, smell the item, not just me, and whatever, and nobody could detect the smell. Now some does, I'm sure, but I'm just putting that out there. But with Poshmark, now I heard that, and you have a choice, you have an option to comment or whatever. When a case is open, I used to always comment, but I heard from another reseller that she usually doesn't. I was writing in my listing, like in the description, part that you have on Poshmark, I was putting on there, no returns for any reason. I did start taking that off, but I don't know if that made a difference. I don't know. And I used to put on there, too, measurements are not 100%. I put that on eBay. I put measurements are not 100%, even though it shows with the tape measure, because they, if they stretch it or don't stretch the material, you could have issues there. But anyways, into regards to, the returns, this is how it is, especially if you're a clothes seller. You're going to get some, and it is part of the thing, but you don't want a ton. You want to do your best with taking nice photos. Make sure the stuff in your item description and in your title is accurate. Like if it's a medium, make sure you don't put a large. I mean, you got to really watch everything, because that can be item is not as described. I rarely had that happen, but I had one happen when I went out to, what I do is when I go out to pull shipping, when it sells, I look at it, and a lot of times I will double check the size then. And if there's an issue, I will send a note to the buyer right away. And I had one, and it was for a size, like the medium large thing or whatever. And I said, hey, this is not that size, it was the right photos and, everything like that. It showed the tag was, let's say it was a large, but I had medium or whatever. And they said, no problem, I'll just check it out when I get it. And if it doesn't fit, I'll let you know. I says, get free to return it if you need to. And, hopefully it will still fit them. But anyways, you want to make sure that you're really accurate with all your item descriptions. And then get this. I was reading on Facebook, and I have a few different, the Facebook groups that I belong to, that, for reselling and things like that. And somebody had wrote on there, I can't remember if it was a man or a woman, and they made a comment on there that they were a clothing seller, and they had hardly any returns. They said, I swore they said they sold like 7 to 10 items a day, and they only have a couple of returns a year. What? A couple of returns a year when you're a clothing seller? What about for the just changed mind and item doesn't fit? Those are the two most common ones. And even if they don't accept returns, now that may be because maybe the customer, wasn't able to find any reason that they could come up with, or any, couldn't find any errors for item not as described. But they can make up stuff very easily too. It could be anything, like this lady with the threads pulling on this one shirt that I haven't got back yet. I don't know if there really is any, but it's on the inside or on the end of a tail off where it was pleated. I don't know. But you see what I mean? But still, I ain't saying that this person's flat out was lying, but I was going, that really made me stop and question. And always stop and question, whether you're watching YouTube resellers or reading on the forums. Always do your own research and things like that. However, but I thought, hey, that's great. You go guy, or you go girl. I can't remember if it was a girl or a guy, but it was like, are you kidding me? Because most clothing sellers, always have the returns. But the thing of it is like I said, it is a very small percent. Try really hard to take the emotion out of it. I'm trying to do that. It's not easy. It isn't, because you've worked really hard, and then if you're paying for the return shipping, you're losing that money right off the bat. Then you get their item back. Hopefully it's in great shape. And and then you got to relist it. But the majority of the time when I relist it, I have, it sells again. Sometimes it'll sell for more money if I put it up for more. However, I have one right now that's on my return list waiting for it to return. It's the second time I've sold the same item and it's getting returned. And it's for non-fit. It's brand new with tags. It has measurements. I think I have it with the tape measure, or it's written. I can't remember. It's a stretchy top, short sleeved, plus size, brand new with tags. Second time. Just for it doesn't fit. What can you do? I've heard other resellers say that too, where they've had items once in a while that's been returned 2 or 3 times, and then reselling or whatever. But you just have to move on. And remember, it's just a percentage of yourself. Try to still, stay positive and, have, because you got to keep that, your inspiration going, your determination. And it's so hard when you're self-employed and when you're reselling, and you have to rely on yourself, because you, like I said, you can just get frustrated and say, screw it, I ain't gonna listen to anything. I'm tired of this crap. Or you may take all your stuff down from one platform because you get frustrated. Make sure before you do that it's really warranted. Because they're all going to have pros and cons, every platform that you sell on. And I'm not saying that some aren't, and maybe it's best for your business model to pull off, some of them. But, just really think about it. But you just got to, you got to pick yourself back up. You got to, get yourself motivated and relist. But it is very frustrating, and I totally understand that because that's what I had yesterday. But I have decided that, nope, going to keep listening. I ain't going to quit. No, keep going, and that's what you gotta, really try to focus on. But anyhow, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I just wanted to do a short one in regards to returns, because we all, have the issues with returns. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I enjoy comments. Or if you just have any comments, that would be great. And many prosperous sales to you. Thank you.